Hey everyone, this is Dan. I'd like to update my Moderna analysis in light of the price volatility in the last couple of days. My latest conclusion is that Moderna will be worth $150 to $170 a share within a couple of months. In the next few minutes, I will explain how I came to that conclusion. At this point, I'd like to mention that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing my research for your reference. Before you make any decision to buy or sell Moderna shares, you should consult with your financial advisors. I have discussed Moderna in 3 of my previous videos in the last couple of weeks, primarily from the perspective of fundamental analysis. I looked at the COVID vaccine and the virus timeline, the stock price, financial summary, the development pipeline for Moderna, analysts' ratings, my own valuation of the company, patents and lawsuits, and stock sales by top executives at Merck. Fundamental analysis let us see the big picture of where the stock price will move in the next few months. If we need to understand how the stock price will move day to day, hour to hour, or even minutes to minutes, we will need to use technical analysis. Let's look at the stock price in the last 10 months. The stock has certainly been doing well. It went from $20 a share to more than $130 a share. That's more than 600% increase. The good news is that the increase was propelled by strong fundamentals of the company and not by fluff or hypes like some other companies. Now let's zoom into what happened in the last couple of weeks. This is an hourly chart. There is a symmetrical triangular pattern forming up until yesterday. This triangular pattern is usually considered to be bullish because the price was rising on its way into the pattern. Unfortunately, as of yesterday, the price broke into a downward trend. Because of that, I sold some of my Moderna share at the price level of about 144 with the expectation to buy back in at a lower price. And just a few minutes ago, I bought back at about $137 a share. Let's look at what short-term support and resistance levels we might have. From this chart, I see historical support at 136, 133, and 128. I also see historical resistance at 140, 143, and 148. Another important consideration is the Bollinger Band. In the last few days, the hourly Bollinger Band seems to have very significant influence on the stock price. Often when the hourly candlestick touched the lower band, the price bounced up. Similarly, when the candlestick touched the upper band, the price dropped. The middle band, which is a 20-period simple moving average, has a similar effect. It works as either the support or the resistance, depending on from which direction the price is coming. Since the price has been hugging the lower Bollinger Band in the last couple of days, when the price does recover and touches the mid-band, it will be a very strong resistance. Another very important technical indicator is RSI, the relative strength index. Whenever the RSI is 70 or above, that means the stock is overbought. So it has a tendency to want to pull back. If you look at last Wednesday morning, December 9th, the RSI was well over 90. No wonder that the stock dropped soon after that. The flip side is that whenever the RSI drops down to around 20, that means the stock is oversold and that it will have the tendency to bounce back up. Once we are aware of these technical support and resistance points, we'll be able to swing trades to get some short-term profits. I've provided the links below this video that explain how the Bollinger Band and RSI are calculated, if you are interested. Let's refresh our fundamental analysis and update how much the stock is worth long-term. When we look at 9 other pharmaceutical companies, we see the average forward PE ratio of 12.4. Let's apply the same PE ratio to Moderna for 2021. We know Moderna would deliver about 400 million doses of vaccine in 2021 based on the contracts they already signed. At $30 per dose, that'll generate the revenues of $12 billion for the company in 2021 at least. Based on the assumption of 33% net margin, they will have net earnings of $4 billion. Using the PE ratio of 12.4, the market cap for the company will be at $49.1 billion. which translates into a stock price of $124 a share. Even if you take a discount of 20%, we will still see the stock price at $99 a share. For 2021, Moderna will most likely be signing more contracts because they have the current capacity of 500 million doses a year with the plan to scale up to 1 billion doses a year if necessary. Assume that in 2021, they can supply 5% of the world population, which is a very conservative estimate. That translates into 780 million doses, well within their 1 billion dose planned capacity. At $30 per dose, it translates to a stock price of at least $194. For 2022 and 2023, because of competition from the other drug manufacturers, they might have to lower the price for each dose to $25 from $30 and eventually to maybe $20 a dose. At those price levels, we will see the stock price at $163 to $132. That's with the 20% discount. That's why my long-term view of Moderna is still bullish. Based on the numbers here, I arrived at a conclusion that Moderna will be worth between $150 to $170 a share in the next couple of months as the company secures more sales contracts with various countries in the world. Thank you so much for watching all the way to here. Please click the like button and subscribe to my channel. If I have to revise my Moderna prediction in the next few days due to new developments, I will post a new video on YouTube. Also remember to click the notification button so that you will be notified when I post a new video. To recap what we have just discussed, I'd like to state that I expect Moderna to be between $150 and $170 a share within the next 2 months, although subject to some short-term technical influences. Of course, we need to be mindful of the potential risk involved. These risks include adverse reactions to vaccines, delay or failure in getting approval for the vaccine, analyst downgrades, collapse of the stimulus talks in Congress, causing the overall market to crash, or supply chain problems restricting the capacity of producing the vaccine, any patent lawsuits, or any additional US election uncertainties. This concludes my video for now. If you have a few more seconds, hang in there. I'd like to share with you some additional reference information. In the meanwhile, I'd like to wish you the very best with your financial investments. If you wonder when the market is going to crash again, check out a video on this topic in my playlist. The following is a list of the analytical tools I use and the information I look at every day to develop my investment strategies. After doing hours of research, I summarize my findings into a few minutes of video for you. Links are provided below this video for you to learn more about RSI, Bollinger Bands, the role of the Federal Reserve Bank, etc.